This is part 2 of Vlogtober, and we're going to continue discussing Norse folklore and mythology. If you don't know, my name is Caroline and I live in California now, but I am originally from Sweden. A big part of our history in Scandinavia is mythological creatures that people used to believe in. A lot of them lived in the forest. I assume it's because we have a lot of forest in Scandinavia. And I find it fascinating what people used to believe in back in the day. So I'm going to continue making all of these short little videos talking about that. So if you're also interested in those sort of topics, then please subscribe and don't miss any of my videos. Skogsrået, the forest nymph, was believed to be a woman who lived in the forest, where she ruled over the forest and all its wild animals living there. Whenever someone got lost in a forest, she would lure them to her, especially men. By being sweet and seductive and sometimes changing her looks, she would trick men to follow her. In the south of Sweden, she was believed to be gorgeous in the front of her body, but on her back she had a gaping big hole that kind of looked like a tree. So whenever she met someone in the forest, she would always make sure to never show them her back. In the north of Sweden, she was believed to have a perfectly normal looking back, but a tail. If you fell for her seductive ways and ended up in bed with this nymph, then your soul stayed with her forever. You became a man of few words and an introvert. But you had good fortune. As long as you stayed faithful to her, you had good fortune. So if you like to hunt, then you would always be successful hunting. You could avoid meeting her in the forest by either turning your jacket or sweater inside out, or you could recite Fader vår, means Our Father, which is a very common prayer in Sweden. You could recite that backwards. If you got on her good side, she could blow air into your weapon to make sure you never missed a shot, except for the elks that she used to ride around on in the forest. It was also said that the god Odin never liked her, so he did everything he could to hunt her down. Another famously talked about nymph was the mountain nymph, also known as the mountain troll or the mountain king. Anyone who came across the minerals in the mountain that he guarded was blinded by him, so they could never come across it ever again. A mountain nymph could also be a woman, and it was said that if you were seduced by the mountain nymph, that you'd been taken by the mountain. In 1691, a teenage boy who was a farm worker was actually executed because he said that he had been with a nymph when he ran around in the forest looking for a goat that had run off. I can't help but to be fascinated when I think about what people used to believe in back in those days, and yet not that much time has gone by, if you really think about it. And I can't help to wonder what we're doing now and what we believe in now that people are going to be laughing about like a few hundred years from now. Because to us, this sounds ridiculous with a forest nymph and a mountain nymph, but back in those days, it was very much real to those people. Well, I hope you enjoyed this short little story about Scandinavian mythology and folklore. There's plenty more where those came from, I promise you. So let me know if you want to hear any more, and enjoy your day.